What's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So we got some breaking news right now regarding your man's Anthony John Stewart. It's crazy. Obviously, more time. Robert Garcia, AJ's missing. MIA trainer. Saw my video. Cause let's get something straight here, people. Your man, the YB, was the only Don to come out and air these two goofies out. Angel Fernandez, aka the knee snatcher. Yeah, you best believe it. There's a reason. I've explained it already. I've been explained why AJ's knees weak. Yeah, that's Fernando's fault. That's not, listen, many things may be Robert Garcia's fault. The knees, all Fernando. Yeah, and the worst thing is, I'm pissed off because weeks before the fight, I told Angel, I don't care, listen, it's 2022. I don't care what zesty things you and AJ are on, yeah, but into fight week, stop digging my man's guts out. It don't work. Yeah? Ask any rainbow flag cat. He'll tell you. You don't want your guts dug out before you got to go and have a fight. Your knee's going to be weak. Been known that. Yeah? Don't be pushing no one's prostate in fight week. Oh, not Fernando. Fernando's stay in the guts 24/7. And he wonder why AJ can't stand up properly. Yeah? Wonder why we're in it. Hey, I've never seen a man so buff and his knees so weak. That's not no big mystery, people. Simple stuff, simple maths. Yeah, and I've heard as well the Saudi Dons. Apparently it was all a big free for all. Yeah, and whatever the Saudi Dons didn't take, Fernando had. You know what I mean? Fernando had the rest, 100%. The zesty, 100%. The zesty Saudi Dons did God knows what, and Fernando, you know what I'm saying? The little bit of prostate that was left, Fernando come and took 100%. Anyway, listen, let's move on then. Like I said, Robert Garcia saw my video airing him out and he thought, boom, the YB on my back. Let's try and get the YB off my back, yeah. And unfortunately, it's so peak for AJ. Robert Garcia's got the bag, as I told you he would. I warned everyone. I had goofies in my comment section. AJ Man fans running all up inside my comment section. Oh, YB, Robert Garcia's been brought in. I said, listen, Robert Garcia, he bum. Yeah, there's only one man for the job. It's his name begins with Y and ends with B. That's the God's honest truth. Honestly, listen. Peep this, yeah? You've never heard the YB. Have you ever heard the YB tell Tyson Fury to bring me in? No, never mentioned it. Have you ever heard the YB to tell someone else to bring me in? No. Always AJ. I got AJ's number, 100%. I know AJ at the back of my hand. Yeah? Instead, all you weirdos got gassed off. YB, he's never going to bring you in. Well, wait there. He brought Fernando in. Oops. Yeah? He brought the zesty guy in. What's it about? What was it about? Listen, AJ, if you need me to dig your guts out, is that the qualification now? Yeah? Oh, well, YB, if you want the job, you're going to have to dig my guts out. Listen. Yeah? Anyway, like I said, man, Robert Garcia, he going through it right now. He feeling the pressure, and he had to find a way to try and save skin. And he's basically sold AJ down the river, looking like baby Moses. Peep this. Anthony John Stewart's trainer, Robert Garcia. I think Alexander Usyk was mentally stronger. Oh no. His mind made him turn the tide. Facts though. And I think Anthony's mind is a bit weaker, oh no, than Usyk's. Instead of going out stronger, his mind and exhaustion played games with him. Johnston was mentally defeated since round 10/11. At that point, we were relying on a good shot. It's interesting you didn't say that at the time, goofy. That is what we were hoping for, one shot, because he was dominated at that point of the fight. And that's why anyone out there, yeah, Ade, get your DAZN cats, get your Cabal executive DAZN cats, yeah, to put the AJ corner work out. Where's the AJ corner work gone? Or was it Sky? Get the Sky Dons, yeah? Get the Sky executive pagans, yeah, to put out the corner work. Because from what I saw, yeah, Robert Garcia, listen, he what we call Monday morning quarterbacking right now. Oh, we were hoping for one shot. Yeah, you weren't saying that, was you? Where was Robert Garcia animated in the corner? AJ, we need one shot. Give us a big shot. Yeah? Your only chance is the knockout. I didn't hear none of that. I heard a lot of, oh, you're winning all the rounds. You're winning. You're looking great, big man. Gassing him up. I heard a whole bunch of gassing. I didn't hear any desperation. I didn't hear any, this is it now. time to go, we're losing, it's do or die. Yeah? I heard no, that's it, refuse to lose. I heard none of that. I heard gassing and I heard pleasantries. I didn't hear nothing about one shot. I didn't hear anything about Hail Mary. I didn't hear anything about empty the tank. I just didn't. Did you? I mean, maybe it's me. If you man heard them things, send me link. I didn't hear it. And now he talking about, oh, well, this, that, the other. He covering. And it's quite shocking, but this is what certain men do. Yeah? The people AJ brought in weren't loyal to him. They weren't loyal. I told everyone. Again, I said Robert Garcia coming in for the bag. No one listened. No one listened. Yeah? I've been said already. No win, no fee. And for Usyk, personally, yeah, I'd have done. No KO, no fee. Yeah, if we can't knock Usyk out, what's a threat there? If a £240 trained man, £245 trained man can't knock out, who's meant to be a power puncher, can't knock out a man £20 lighter than him, what's a trainer being paid for? I'm sorry. What are you being paid for? Never mind winning. Winning shouldn't have even been on the agenda. Should have been knockout. Winning should have been a consolation prize, in my mind. If we only beat Usyk, that's a consolation. Knockout, it should have been knockout all day. My man turn up, get your ass whooped, and you're still paying him. That's AJ for you. Yeah? That's AJ. What can you say? You love it. During that 9th round, in the corner, we were telling ourselves we had the fight. That's what I mean. Wait there a minute. So wait there. 1 minute you're saying we need one good shot. But then in 10th you were saying we had the fight. Interesting. I guess, to be fair, in the 9th, that's when AJ went ham. But obviously they must have known your mans don't have no cardio. Yeah? And that's why I was talking about the training. These trainers don't understand cardiovascular conditioning. You have to be an expert in cardiovascular conditioning like the YB is. You have to understand the intricacies. It's not a simple case of just turning up and banging the bag. Turning up and banging the pads. Yeah? It's just not that simple. And that's what AJ be doing. He'd turn up and hit a few pads, hit a few bags. That ain't going to cut it. If you want to throw heavy shots consistently, round upon round, just turning up and going through the motions. And even if you go through the motions hard, it's not the point. I guarantee you AJ spends most of his sessions in the 150 to 160 beats per minute. That's what you see most of these athletes doing in boxing. And that's why they put a few spurts punches out and they're fucked. And I'm not talking about doing 10-second sprints either. Anyway, man, listen. From now on, I ain't giving out no secrets, man. If you know what to do. If you want to have some no win, no fee, you know what to do. The DMs are there, big man thing. Yeah? In the description, the DMs are there. Yeah, no win, no fee. How about that? No doubt about it. Yeah? No more freebies. Alexander Usyk came back stronger. I've even thought in these last few days that it was Joshua who mentally defeated himself. Oh no, just throwing pure shade. Robert Garcia might as well just turned up here. And when the interviewer asked him a question, he might as well just literally got a blind out of took the blind out of the windows and just threw at him. Yeah, have some shade, big man thing. Yeah, no verbiage, have some shade. Yeah, take these blinds, take the shade. Take these shades and whack it onto the interview. Yeah? Because all I saw in this interview, pure shade. And notice, yeah, and this is what I was telling you, man, about these trainers. Notice how none of them take any responsibility for themselves. I've been saying that for a long time. If it was me, if I've been training AJ for a year, yeah, and things haven't gone right, especially things that are glaring holes, like cardio. Wait a minute. Your fighter don't have cardio? Whose fault's that then? Yes, the athlete takes a portion of the responsibility, but ultimately as a trainer, if your athlete ain't training the right way and maybe isn't pushing himself hard enough in certain areas, whose fault's that? As a top trainer, you're supposed to identify. For example, when Custiamato was training Mike Tyson in one of the clips, he said, Mike, your mind ain't in your work. Now, that's just a small example of what a top trainer does. A top trainer don't just sit there on their phone or sit there gassing to the assistant. Because D'Amato was there, preening the thing. Yeah? Tell him, Mike, your mind ain't in your work. That's how you have to be, that's how dialed in because D'Amato was. He was dialed in. That's how you must be. So I'm sorry, after a fight like that, yeah, as a trainer, I'd be having an inquest. We need to sit down and work out how we got mollywopped by a dude half our size. Number one, cardio. Like I said, yes, the athlete has to take responsibility for that, but I'm sorry, cardio for me comes down to trainer. Because if your athlete gasses out after one spurt, what the fuck were you doing for 11 months? I'm sorry. In no other sport, yeah, do people have one spurt and they're finished. Only in boxing, that happens. Only in boxing, yeah. I mean, look at tennis. Tennis, yeah, they're dancing around, licking the ball as hard as they can for about 2 hours. And yes, they have little breaks in all fairness. But the point is, they're explosive. Their ability to be explosive time and time again isn't really dissimilar to boxing. In boxing, it's more intense, but still, in boxing, you explode, reset, and it's kind of like tennis, bang, reset, you know what I mean? Obviously, boxing, I'd say, is more intense, but at the end of the day, that's why you train as like a boxer, yeah? I haven't seen it. Oh, AJ was mentally weak, AJ let his mind defeat him. Well, that might be true, I agree with that, but where's the analysis of your behaviour? None. That's why I keep saying AJ keeps bringing in these selfish dudes, these dopey dudes who are there for the bag. He think bag chasing gonna cut it. I mean, not being funny, AJ. Yeah, at this point, you got nothing to lose. You might as well bring me in. No win, no fee. If you lose, I swear to God, I'll put it in the contract. Don't want to be paid. Don't pay me. Yeah. But the worst thing is, you got a bunch of goofies in there anyway. You got a bunch of unknown having-ass dudes in there anyway. We got nothing to lose. Yeah. And I told you before, I guarantee you have a whole tank of gas as well. You'll be in there banging away from round 1 to round 12. Not only this, I've got half a round and I'm done for the next. How can a man have half a round? Oh, I'm not 12 stone. Like I said the other day, I've never heard a big man use weight as an excuse. Normally, people are desperate. Normally, people, yeah, are cutting weight, trying to get. You know what I mean? Normally, 200-pound men are trying to cut down to. Look at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, 170, 65-pound man, would cut down to 145 to have a weight advantage. AJ's the first man in history to use his 20-pound weight advantage that people are normally killing themselves and draining their brains down for as a disadvantage. That tells you there's critical things that have gone wrong in the camp. Because you should be comfortable at that weight. You're a natural 240-pound man. So cardio really shouldn't be an issue. And it wasn't as if he was throwing vicious, dastardly shots from the rip, was he? He wasn't. He was in there boxing with Usyk again. We've seen AJ earlier in his career under Tony Sims. And that's how I know, you see. That's how I know that it's a training problem. Because AJ earlier in his career would throw heavy lever from the jump. And yes, he'd get tired, obviously. But he'd throw heavy lever. For example, watch AJ versus Dominic Brazil. Watch AJ versus White. Yes, he would get tired. But the point is, his heavy hands would be throwing for the whole fight. In the Usyk fight, admittedly, he probably blew most of his load just waiting too long and buying all of Usyk's feints. And just he wasted his energy anticipating, which is obviously a bad thing. But again, what are you doing in training? If I'm in training, yeah, I'm going to bring in smaller guys to get AJ in the habit of being touched all over and defending properly. That's another thing. His defense was off point. And that's what I keep saying. A lot of the things. Yes, AJ's mental's crap. That has to be said. His mental's crap. But part of your mental will be crap. If you're in training, yeah, and your defense is leaky, and you keep getting hit all over the place, and you're not sure what's going on, yeah, your mental ain't you're going to feel like, oh, am I really that good? Innit? If you're in training and your defense ain't right, like AJ's isn't, and you're being hit all over the place, you're going to feel like, oh, damn, am I really that good? When you're in there, and you've got the YB in there, and your defense is A1, and no shots are landing, and you're walking forward, you get that confidence is derived from obviously training. If you're in training and you're getting touched all over and whatever else, and you've got no cardio, and yeah, you're going to be. Again, I'm not blaming it all on the trainers. For me, it's a split effort here. AJ's got 2 trainers, and they're both not worth a lick. I'm sorry. Cardio, trainer problem. Defense, trainer problem. punch selection trainer problem. AJ was in there, jabbing and touching. I told you the other day, double jab, big hook. That's the only combination, I swear to God, the only combination, you would see me and AJ throwing on the pads would be jab, right hook, double jab, right hook, triple jab, right hook. And then do that throughout the combinations. Yeah, jab, big uppercut, jab, big hook, jab, big uppercut. Yeah, drilling, one big jab, one big hook. Double jab, big uppercut, double jab, big hook. Yeah? Jab hand, or the point is, some sort of double, or some sort of jab, triple, double. Some sort of form of jab combined with one big banger behind it. Canelo style. Repeated. At the start of the fight, we aim for the chest and the arms. Just get that confidence, especially for someone like Usyk, whose head is moving, especially at the start of the fight. Usyk's head's moving like... Forget about the head. At the start of the fight, let's just get our confidence and let's get him feeling the shots. Because when you feel a big 240-pound man hammering your arm, that gets you thinking, shit. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily need to hit someone in the head straight away. Obviously, if you can get it, it's great. But if you can hit someone, if you're a 240-pound man, and you're licking someone hard on the arm, subconsciously, that man will start thinking, shit, what happens if one of them clips me on the side of my barnet? Yeah? And subconsciously, that'll make him more nervous and more twitchy himself. AJ really didn't give Usyk anything to think about for the first 6 rounds. He just waiting to be second. He should have been in there, driving forward and wicking something heavy behind it every time. Tight defense, tight recoil. Yeah, pop, pop, bang, tight recoil. Pop, pop, bang, tight recoil. And the reason that the tight recoil is important because a lot of the time, AJ would get a shot off, his recoil would be slow or not accurate, and that's when he'd be caught on the counterpunch. You've got to be in the habit of jab, jab, bang, and then rolling as well after it. Immediately after stepping off. Immediately after rolling off. Immediately after elbows in, chin down. That's what you call... But you only learn them skills by drilling. I mean, look at this here. Perfect example here. Wait there. Let me see if I can move out of the way. Look at AJ's arms here, yeah? This is from the night. Look at his arms. His arms. I've told you before. AJ's defense, should be based on Canelo style. Watch how Canelo holds his hands. Canelo's used to super tight defense because he's the smaller man. So he has to have that. AJ's arms, they're all here. Yeah? Which, is it easier to have your hands here? Yeah, but that's what we train for. Yeah? AJ's hands are in a natural position, which is great. But it's not defensive. It leaves the top, and that's why you see AJ, many times in this fight, AJ will get counterpunched. He'll put a combination out. His arms will recoil back here, and you'll see AJ's head go. Yeah? Because look, his hands are here. When you see Canelo, after he's got his shots off, his hands coming straight back there. See difference? Difference is, shots can, power punches can maybe get through still, but the way Usyk was pity-pattying, if your hands are here and you're pushing against your head really tight, especially with the gloves, you can use the friction. By pushing your hands close together, that creates almost like a insulation force. Push the gloves together, that in itself creates a force. When your opponent hits you, it's nice and compact, nice and tight, yeah? So rather than, his hands are here, he brings them back after a combination, and many times in the fight, you see AJ's head go, he's like that, sitting like his head going back like ding, 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 like a machine. Hands come back here, and at that point, Usyk's punches all hitting the gloves and arms, like that. The fuck the trainer been doing? What the fuck the trainer been doing? How many years we've been saying that for now? And I'm sorry, but I've seen other fighters do it. Watch Floyd Mayweather. I've seen Floyd Mayweather, time and time again, put the high guard up and the shots bounce off. Watch De La Hoya versus Mayweather. Floyd spent the whole fight on the ropes, elbows in, chin down, and the shots bouncing off. Basic defense. Takes a week to learn, tops. AJ for years, and yes, was his defense better than it has been? Yes, but there's not. I'm sorry, at that level, at the multi-million-dollar level where these men are making millions of dollars, it's not a case of making improvements. Get it right, get the basics right. Fuck all this. Oh, my name's Fernando, and I'm going to do all this spinny stuff on the pads. I'm telling you now, Fernando had AJ on the pads, spinning and rolling, and I said at the time, what's he doing that for? Let's get the basics. AJ to win this fight, against someone half your size, who D-level Derek Chisora already set the blueprint for. We don't need all this frilly crap. Not to mention it burns your cardio out. AJ can't even do the basics properly for 12 rounds, effectively. What the fuck are we doing spinning around for? Like you're 130 pounds, Lomachenko. And it shows you the mind state and the capability of the trainers. You don't know the athlete you've got. You don't know what's required. If you've got AJ, doing 10 punch combinations and rolling off and spinning and you don't know what's required. Clearly you don't. And that's why he went in there, and again, AJ didn't really look like he knew what he was doing. He was going through the flow. I'm telling you, by the time I finish with AJ, after a 10-month camp, he's going to be like a metronome. Elbows in, chin down, driving forward, big shot, resetting. Yeah? Driving forward, big shot, rolling off. Driving forward, big shot, elbows in tight. Basic. That's how people learn. Keep it basic, repetitive. Thousands of times per session doing the same thing. And that's also how you build true conditioning. Because your arms are used to doing the same combination. When you're doing these 10 punch combinations, and then you go in the fight. I mean, how many times do you see a man throw 10 punches in a fight? You just ain't doing that. You're just not. You're not doing that. So you go from throwing 10 punches, and it's probably not a big shock that you see AJ start unloading in the 9th round, because that's what he does on the pads. With that pity-patty crap. Comes to the fight, he starts trying to box again. I don't know, man. Anyway, man, listen. The offer's there, big man thing. In my opinion, at this point, AJ's got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. Your career's finished anyway. Yeah? Your career's finished. You might as well take a chance, in my opinion. I told you before, I know, we know AJ love money. And at least with me, told you before, no win, no fee. Simple as that. You can't do better than that, can you? Can't do better than that. Yeah, no win, no fee. And all these clingers on here who have sold you down the boat, I told you before, if I'm training AJ, and we lose, I'm taking responsibility for the parts that I've done wrong. If I put AJ in the ring, and he runs out of cardio, I'm taking some responsibility for that as a trainer. You don't see Robert Garcia and Rob McCrappen before him taking any responsibility. And I'm not saying, has AJ got weak mind? Absolutely. You've heard me say that already, but it pisses me off, when these guys before the fight, arm in arm, we're Team AJ, and then all of a sudden after the fight, you haven't heard from them for a week. And, AJ's weak mentally, and AJ didn't really want it. Well, you had 12, I'm sorry, if I have a fighter that I'm around for 12 months, and he gets in the ring and don't really want it, again, I'm taking some responsibility for that. I'm not saying all of it. I'm not saying you can put a horse to the water and make him drink it, but still, you can take some responsibility for that. Yeah? Why didn't you have him in that kind of mindset? And I'm sorry, and that's what I also say. If Robert Garcia is telling us that, AJ just doesn't really want it anymore, what have I told you before about that? If I'm training a fighter, and I know he don't really want it like that anymore, I'm telling him to retire. And it's not bringing my reputation into disrepute. Yeah? If you're with a fighter and you don't really want it, you're meant to. People with integrity part ways. I'm not just going to represent you to collect the cash. I'm not going to scam the fans. I'm not going to scam the punters who think you really want it. If you're telling us AJ is broken, you should have been said that. Don't gas it up at, AJ's ready to go for it before the fight, and then scam everyone. But unfortunately, in 2022, the state of men, money grabbing, devils, a lot of them. Yeah? No one's got any integrity. Everyone's trying to make a buck. It's a sad state we find ourselves in. But more time, anyone out there who knows AJ, the deal's there, big man thing. If you want to win again, if you want to know what it's like to push cheeks back, you know what time it is, no doubt about it.